Nightline continues from Times Square with Martin Bashir.
Now to one young woman and her determination to live. Cancer can be devastating at any age, but it's most frustrating when it strikes young people who have the majority of their lives ahead of them. And with the most to lose, these patients often fight the hardest, even if it means publicly campaigning to save your own life. Nightline's John Donvan has Christine's story.
My name is Christine Pachera, and I have cancer.
Christine Pachera has been pleading for help for so long now, it is almost second nature.
I believe in God, and I'm not afraid to die. But not now. Not now.
She knows the words by heart.
And I'm not afraid to die. But not now. Not now.
She knows how to say no to people who offer money.
Oh, no, I can't.
And then she knows how to say yes to those very same people.
I'll put this towards finding a marrow match. Thank you. Thanks. I can't.
You do whatever you know.
You know what?
Ahead.
This is going to go towards the foundation, so
Okay,
it's
well,
tax
whatever you
deductible.
want.
She has mastered the art of being a poster child.
Oh, I hope that was okay for me to hug you like that.
Yeah.
But only because she thinks she has to stay alive. And it's not the money she's pleading for, it's something else.
I mean, I need to have my match now.
A match, in a sense, her biological twin. That's what Christine Pachera is looking for, someone whose DNA, whose very bone marrow is so like Christine's, it can be transplanted into her body to save her from death by cancer. She has a form of lymphoma with a growth in her chest that a transplant might cure. But as she told me when we spoke recently, she has been looking for months, and she can't find that person whose marrow might save her.
I believe there's a match out there. I believe there has to be a match out there. Even if they say it's 1 in a million, I can't and don't want to believe that.
But it may be the reality. There is a list kept, officially a registry, by an agency called the National Marrow Donor Program. It names ordinary Americans who have volunteered to donate their own blood marrow to those who need it, meaning those with whom they are a match. It is a huge list, but with a significant drawback for certain people.
We now have 6 million people on our file, and there's an additional 4 million people on our file from the rest of the world. So we can offer 10 million donors to anyone who is searching our file.
The problem is that the registry is not the same thing to all people. Ethnicity counts in making a match, and it can count against you.
My background is Filipino, and I needed to find a match that was also of the same ethnic background, which is Filipino. And I was like, well, what's the problem with that? And they said, well, there's not a lot of Filipinos on the registry, and the chances of you finding a match are very low.
In fact, of the 6 million potential donors listed on the registry, only half of 1% are of Filipino origin, 7.5% are African American, 6.5% Asian, which is only part of the challenge minorities face. The other is the complex nature of their genetic heritage.
Who is at the most disadvantage in this country in trying to find a match in the system?
African Americans.
Because?
Because of the incredible variation among African Americans.
And that is simply a matter of history, very ancient history, because Africa, to take an example, is an enormous landmass with few obstacles to tribes mixing with each other and with outsiders. The variations in DNA passed through generations are literally all over the map. Contrast that with Japan, an island nation, genetically homogeneous for so long that today the Japanese have better odds at finding perfect matches than most other groups. Christine, as a Filipino, has an ancestry that mixed the blood of Asian natives and European colonists. She is one of the complicated cases. The donor program has been given the mission of getting more minorities onto the list, which often means overcoming some distrust of the medical system among certain groups. Celebrities have been stepping up to try to change that.
Are we going to live together?
Hello, this is Spike Lee. Do the right thing.
Together.
Unite, commit, and become a marrow donor.
Together.
This is a marrow drive, and for the last several months, Christine and her friends have been setting these up around the country, inviting people to come and give a simple saliva sample to be tested later. and asked to join the National Registry. The program depends on the patients to do this work for themselves, and it is exhausting and it is expensive.
To be where you are, to be sick, to be on the ropes, and to be running out of time, to have to be dashing around, in a way begging for your life.
Yeah.
Is that humiliating? Is that frustrating?
I'm spending all of my time begging people to sign up on the registry. I'm spending my entire day in front of the computer making phone calls, trying to make marrow drives happen.
Oh, they are.
And there's a part of me that thinks, you know, should I be doing what I've always wanted to do before I die right now? Like, I've always dreamt of going to Italy. Should I go to Italy now? Because this might be my last chance. Excuse me.
The harsh truth about these drives, only one has ever led to a match for the specific person who organized it.
It's even harder to win than the lottery for some people.
Is it really?
Yes.
The odds are that bad for some people.
It can be for some people. We might not have anyone in the registry that even closely resembles them genetically.
Is it possible that there's no one on Earth who, for some individuals, who would match them?
It is possible that there's no one on Earth that is a perfect match.
Here you go.
But Christine's work can benefit others just by getting more people onto the registry. And that, for her, has become one of the reasons she's doing this.
I know that through our efforts, I know that we have found matches for at least, I think, like 3 other patients. So we might have been able to save other people's lives through all of this. So that brings me solace.
Recently, doctors told Christine her time was running out, that she needed to go ahead with the transplant now, even if the bone marrow she receives is not a perfect match.
Ideally, we would like to have a perfect match donor, but there are certain circumstances that mismatch is acceptable.
After much searching, a name came up on the registry, a man in Hong Kong. His bone marrow has enough in common with Christine's to take the risk that once the marrow enters her body, it could kill her. It is now her only option in all this world of possibilities. Not a match, but a mismatch that is also a gamble. Christine checks in for her transplant next week. I'm John Donvan for Nightline in Los Angeles.
And if you'd like to learn more about how you can help Christine and other cancer patients, then please visit our website at nightline.abcnews.com. And we'll shift gears when we continue with medallion magic, the simple piece of metal that's worth a fortune and could make a man's dreams come true.